Alright, ebuson mo bibia kwa banfambra 2K ni some blogs on YouTube so say ebuson for ya ba as usual ensem ahoro a ekoso Ghana say no ana de beso mahwefo ene atifu nya na ebuson no ka say no info bi adrop info bi aba betodwa ni nyina afa Anas areme yaw Anas chese one Kennedy akompre ko hine Japan omon sense mi ebuson no ka say no ekoso o media iso no na de te nyina anse ensem ni nchimu ahodo bi aba betodwa kokoam after say case no yekodi ewie ye no de te nyina anse Kennedy wasi fie bi ewa amanone mekire US honom na finally ana chese de ekoba nyina ne say US court no ayo emergency say no mo ba be gise fie no e de asan so afri Kennedy akompre ko hine Japan ensem na busu ya ensem ni nyina enchire mu ne say mempesem kasabeten se beko ne akwa akwa genchire mu ne de abeba ba betina se ne de ho enkomo city midin e de kwam gentle.
Let me clarify. Let me just clarify. Yeah. Okay. Complaint na the coin no. Yeah, claim for $30 million. $30 million.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. And what I'm saying is that at the before the mandatory settlement conference, or before the jury is empaneled, no. Even though my client had firmly informed me he had no intention of settling this case because he believes that he ought to go to a jury of his peers to clear his name. But maybe let's just prepare our settlement memorandum, be thorough and be reasonable.
Yeah.
And even though he protested, I prepared a settlement memorandum that sought to settle this case for $18 million US. Okay. Now you do settlement conference, papa about court. Now the lawyers just say what he was willing to settle this matter for, and they said $10,000. So honestly,
it's clarification is very, very important. Normally Ghana.
Okay.
Into Muko Drew Hono, Anas initially, you kind of simple street language, and the damages are not paid around $30 million. And the
yes.
Client and Anas Kasa say a woman saw pay $30 million, and yes, he can't all pay. In fact, he wants his name to be cleared, and then any priority of going to court.
Yes.
But because of experience, now unim sibi anyo matiano, no client here and ask Kasai and say it would be better and to be reasonable to at least settle on $80 million. And I'll say, Okra no client and ask no, you did not really agree, but because he respects you as his counsel and as a lawyer, no, you people ended up around that money, around that figure, which is $80 million.
Oh yes, and like I said, your lawyer at Awemega, New York.
Oh, yeah.
And also come and Andrew D here.
Yeah, you are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Wemega is there.
Yes,
D here is there. Crow is there. Yourself. Basically, as we are speaking to you, we are speaking to all of them because.
Yes. So the whole team agreed on that, but he was the only reluctant one in settling the matter. But procedurally, we couldn't go to trial without actually going through to the settlement conference.
Yes.
In spite of his reservations, we still almost cut our demand down to about a little over half.
Okay.
But to our surprise, Papa no buy and also no bet $10,000 to end the case. No. I want to arbitrator who said no, some way he's saying I'm sure so I can people. So he said basically go and take your gamble in the courtroom. So that's how we ended up going to trial. So like to go back to how it ended, so at about 4:50 on Thursday. And the jury brought us in and they told us what unanimously what they had arrived at. But we decided to keep it under wraps because there was a component you multiply 18 million by 5 money do 90 million for a total of about
that was the plan.
Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah, because
to do that. Okay.
Yes. And then you decided to say but we are with coming public with the finding of culpability on Thursday.
Yeah.
We ended up leaving that alone, a pursuit of times 5, because almost file emotions be I just say or see a two boss na in terms of that and sana say one way or another I could pursue that times 5 and I say depending on what happens be I bit me German and cafe. But at this time almost my court no say busa into so.
Okay. So at this point, Oma Makote who say ombeba 80 million or omo pentiswo. How many days do they have to file that?
Okay. So at this point, the next thing that's going to happen is that there's going to be a paper, a judgment. I just say court reading seal better so.
Yeah.
That will take a few days, and then after that, I believe there's a 5-day rule that's within which you can file that motion. So a bare motion, depending on how that motion goes, we will get a chance. We may get a chance to attempt to get our times 5 of that 18 million, or a big jam and a. So depending on how that motion goes,
So for now,
yes.
18, Obintiminka said that is the end of the case. It depends.
No, it's not because hypothetically, so much to grab back 10, we still have the opportunity to go for times 5.
That is 50. Okay.
Yeah, into extra 50 plus. Yeah, hypothetically, so much to back 10 we can go for another times 5.
Rimia Anas, or a Ghanaian or investigative journalist. His work, we are Obianim, Ejuma Waye. Over the years, he has gone through a lot of court appearances, in Ghana and also in the United States. And the Abetin say a year Kennedy Agyapong or your former MP a few years ago announced the investigative piece by na FA football home GFA, and at the end of the day, Nyoma Bibresi, one of his colleagues or any investigations near the Ahmed Swale FMU Ehrenenkwa. After that, series of Nyama Esi, a lot of information about out from Kennedy Agyapong, and a lot of allegations that were made against Anas. Say it wouldn't crumple Ahmed Swale, at a point Kennedy was insinuating on radio and on TV, say Anas Nimhubi. A lot of things were said by Kennedy Agyapong. He even went further to have a whole documentary session at his premises. Or Tunidin, who watches The Watchman, Obo video, trying to create the impression that whatever Anas put out initially as the original documentary, he has the original tapes that were hidden and all that. Now, fast forward, Anas felt to say there was a lot of allegations made. He thought he needed to clean himself because of the reputation he carries and also his work or ended up in New Jersey in a court. To make it easy for us, we are one of the lawyers for Anas, and I want to state again, Udini Ivan Selassie Adika, a renowned lawyer. Bepacho, can you run us through how it started and how we got to know today, say, a judgment in the New Jersey court, Abba?
Okay, Mr. P. The interesting thing is, I quite remember that you were sued in the U.S. sometime in 2021.
Yes.
And that actually caused my clients to begin inquiring about possibly if there was anything out there, whether it will be actionable in the U.S. Mm. So you have some significance to today's events. So shortly after, when you were going through your motion to dismiss, we actually took a keen interest in that case and reviewed all the pleadings. Mm. And during that time also, my client informed me of a video that was circulating on social media. I just say, "Yeah, papa no, and someone just like what kind about my client." So, like, as the intellectuals that we are, we started opening the books and try to see where we can lay a claim. And so, interesting enough, after reviewing the video, in our training, there's something that we are taught. So, in your case, it has to pass the test, and the case has to stand on all fours. which means that you do an analysis of whether there's jurisdiction in place, whether you have all the elements of each claim that you want to bring, you know. So we went through all of that, and my conclusion was yes, on the basis of video now, my client is send them, you know. You tweet back court New Jersey. As I say, ya papa no video no so ya papa na nenum nsam kire say o kase fi ni fie New Jersey. Na unim say ye krom for so no the diaspora is very important. Obviously, what you do is testament to that fact. And you know, there was an audience that he spoke to. We're Ghana for. They all take a keen interest in the happenings in Ghana, especially the politics in Ghana. So we thought, there was solid grounds for us to be in the court in New Jersey. So I advised my clients accordingly. Now, when you say a lawyer, so obviously he was an integral part of what was going on in the preparatory stage. At that time, I am a U.S. trained lawyer, but I currently only practice in Ghana. And there was a team of us. I'd like to say congratulations to my learned colleague Odette Crow. He was a part of yes, he was counsel of record in Ghana. So I pulled him into the research, and we drafted a complaint. And like a lawyer, so we did the work, and he actually filed it himself. So after the preliminary back and forth, initially the case was we sued in 2022.
Okay. Yes.
We filed suit sometime, I think. The complaint. Yeah, sometime I think in the summer of 2022.
May 17th, 2022.
Yes. And by law, there was a period by which Yapapano Anka was responding with what is known as an answer. But so Yapapano filed a response, and my case no call into default. Now, after a period of default, you can actually go for judgment. Now, a case near Fale, we filed on 3 counts. But I couldn't say a chrome or a chrome 4. The second one was or you would in terms of onuna or behind the murder of Yenuya Ahmed Swale.
Yeah.
Now the third one so say Yenuya no a serial killer in terms of Woku Chinese for Bibi Ghana. And then the fourth one is or a criminal, the blanket word criminal. And then the fifth one by implication or say onuna behind would same biana, that means say biana no a trigger man and also no will be second and I say perform the physical act that led to the foreseeable events which